Good morning, listeners. It is February 26th, 2024, and you are listening to the eighth episode of a New Era podcast. My name is Hanson, better known as Fryddy online, and I'm here today with my dad, the OG Frid. Dad, would you like to say hey to the listeners this morning?
Hey, listeners.
How was your weekend?
My weekend.
Yeah.
So, I've been thinking about this. So I was away since Thursday for a trade show for the business I work in, and long night, or it goes late, well, not late into the night, but 7 o'clock, both Friday and Saturday. And then you have to grab something for dinner. You head back to the hotel, and I have actually just been watching tons of late night college basketball, which is
Really? Like, you're talking like Pac-12?
just everything,
Anywhere?
between some Pac-12, some Big East games, just whenever I can. I mean, they've just been on all, and the hotel has like 8 ESPN channels, so it's great. No, I'm not kidding. Not that many, but
They have all the regional sports ones and stuff too.
Yeah. So you're able to watch a lot of games. So it's getting me really hyped up for March Madness. I mean, I saw how well Marquette did against Xavier yesterday, and then I'm sitting just ESPN is just in front of my face here, and St. John's beat Creighton. I mean, you're getting some crazy stuff.
It's just the Big East too. I think I love the Big East. I wish I was a fan of like somebody in the Big East when it came to college basketball, because around this time of the year, they are just so fun. It's so competitive there, and they got so many maybe not great teams. I mean, we say that, but UConn's like number one in the country right now and just won the national title. But even if there's nobody like in a year that's great in that conference, they're still always like good, and it's still so fun. And we've got a week and a half ish now until we get conference tournaments, I believe, and that Big East one is always fucking crazy. It's almost it's probably better than the ACC one.
Well, yeah. So, later in our podcast, we're just going to be talking about the two of us and our loves of sports and whatnot. But it's funny that you bring up the fact that you like the Big East, and the Big East nearly died as a conference. I mean, back when
back in your day,
back in my day, the Big East had Syracuse, Boston College, UConn, Georgetown, St. John's. And this is when St. John's had Chris Mullins.
Did they have Louisville too?
They did have Louisville.
Yeah, because I remember Louisville, Syracuse went over to the ACC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Providence. They had
Providence is still there. Yeah, Providence is good, dude. Providence is a really good fucking team.
Providence back then was really good. It was just it was funny, you got all these schools and then you got Providence. But no, it was good. Good basketball.
That's cool. That's cool.
And then back then, I remember UMass, for all those fans, and your aunt went to UMass. Back, they were something. Marcus Camby, Will Herndon. They had a year they went 30-4.
Heard of Marcus Camby?
Yeah.
Okay. Were they Big East?
No. But it was always like when the Big East started losing, I was like, oh, are they?
Yeah, you were like, can they grab them?
Yeah.
Kind of like how I feel with ECU right now, where it's just like get us into those Power Five, but then also don't. All right. Well,
I guess that's
what we're talking about now.
That's a good. Then we can recap your Pirates series win.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here we'll start with the recap then. Quick quick recap. I say that, but we recapped for a while last week, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, first one of the weekend. College baseball is still in full swing. ECU took a series win 2-1 over the hated Carolina Tar Heels. However, I don't know if you caught any of these games this weekend. All three of them were super, super good. Friday night was 2-1. Saturday was in Segra Stadium in Fayetteville, actually.
Really?
Yeah, and I only figured that out like at 1 p.m. And I was like, if you were home this weekend, I would have been like, oh, totally good at that.
Yeah.
But what did we? I think we won 7-4 Saturday, and then 10-9 walk off last night in Greenville. Get this, right? I was gonna try to go to the game. It was sold out last week, like right after the conclusion of game 1 of the season last Friday night.
Yeah.
It sold out like right away. And so I was like, all right, I'll go check to see if I can grab like a secondhand ticket. It was like $66 for the Jungle. I'm sorry, I love me some ECU baseball. I love going to for $66 for a ticket in which I just stand the whole game. I'm like, I wasn't doing it. I just watched it from here, watched it, played some Fortnite, and watched it on TV. It was a good game. So yeah, there's that. When it comes to our actual sports, we've got, we gave ourselves a look ahead of the Bruins schedule in last episode. We said we had 4 games up until the last one, and I think you said we had a 2-2 week.
We had a 2-2 week. Yep.
Lost to Canucks yesterday, correct?
And the Flames.
And the Flames. Yeah, that Flames one sucks. Canucks, I don't feel too bad about losing that game because, like I've said, they're the best team in the league right now. Outside of us, I fully believe. But we were away. We're on a whole away stint right now, so that makes sense. But it was 3-2 in overtime. It's always those tight ones. Well, do you have the schedule ahead of you? Who do we have this week?
The Kraken tonight. Then we're home with the Golden Knights, and then we're on the road for the Islanders. So 3 games this week.
Okay. Kraken, Knights, Islanders. Not bad. We did beat the Oilers, though. That one was in OT. We've had, holy shit, yeah, that was the thing. We've had a fucking stretch here. Kings, last Saturday, overtime. Stars, Monday night. Or Monday during the day, the matinee, shootout. Overtime against the Oilers on Wednesday. Overtime in a back-to-back against the Flames on Thursday. Now when I see that, now it's really fine that we lose that game. I didn't know, 1, it was on a back-to-back. 2, there was 2 overtime games.
So I got the standings here, and obviously the Florida Panthers have a game in hand, but we have 81 points. The Rangers are at 81. When you're just looking at the standings, just, on your computer or iPad or whatever, it's almost glaring with the overtime loss, which is fine because that's, so the only other one is the Islanders have 14 and the Blue Jackets have 10.
Suck.
But they
suck.
But
these teams are fucking terrible.
Right,
I know. So it's like a step of, you hate to lose it. But as fans, you see that in the standings, and you're like, dude, we were 1 fucking goal away,
Exactly. You're still getting a point.
You do get a point for those. That's what I forget about. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're sitting there with 12 losses, the least amount of losses in the entire division.
In the league by a long shot. The next Jets have 15 in the West, 36, 15, and 5. But they'd be the closest.
Yeah. So yes, you're going to overtime, which could be a detriment come playoff time because
later on in the year you're playing extra games.
lot of minutes. But yet also, is that gearing us up for playoff hockey when everything's going to be tight?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think I'd rather feel good about it, and even if you're playing deeper into the season, um, or playing longer for some of these games, it's a team in which we did have a lot of turnover. So why not get them as much time on the ice together as you can in the first 82 before you get into the playoffs? I mean, we saw what
Yeah.
happened with the team with the greatest chemistry and everything last year. Um, yeah. So what we've got? Yeah, like I said, you play 82, right? I'm not tripping.
Yeah.
That's
Play
yeah. It's
82. We
just
got
like
20 to
we
go.
got 23, 23 to go for us. Yeah. So
Yeah.
before we know it, I mean, let me look at this schedule. April 16th is the last regular season game. March, there's going to be a lot coming up here with some good games, but we're almost getting to the home stretch, man. This will be interesting. It'll be an interesting fight for the 1 seed in the Atlantic and the 1 seed for the East overall. Um, I don't know if I think we've talked about this. I don't know if I want the 1 seed, right?
Well, I mean, it all depends.
Depends on projected playoff matchups.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't, when I'm looking here at the standings, I mean, your eighth seed, you're going to probably play New Jersey. They're
I
29,
would love
25,
that.
and
They're
4.
falling apart. They're falling
Yeah.
apart recently.
Yep.
Um, yeah, if
Or,
we could play New Jersey, man.
or, does Tampa Bay?
Oh, no, I've got you. I've got you here. I found BetMGM actually has an updated playoff bracket for what would happen if the season ended right now. We'd Atlantic 1. We'd play Wild Card 2. We'd play the Lightning first round.
Mm-hmm.
And then what it has Panthers Maple Leafs next, Canes Flyers, Rangers Red Wings. So then you'd win the Lightning series. You got to probably playing the Panthers next, right? I mean, the Maple Leafs can never get it done in the playoffs. We know about this. So I'd say Panthers. You fucking have to face this team again, but this time in the second round. And then, yeah, so they don't even have the Devils in the playoffs here.
Hmm.
Then you got Rangers, probably Rangers Canes. Rangers beat the Canes. You probably take the Rangers in the conference finals.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, we'll see. I guess what it comes down to now is watching that Red Wing and Lightning in those wild card spots because I think I'd almost rather face the Lightning. The Red Wings got us earlier in the year, I remember, in a very, I think, high scoring game. And even though, I mean, so we played them 5-3 on the 31st. There was another one, 5-4 on November 4th. So they from what I've seen from Detroit, man, they're one of those teams that they can just go in there and they can score. And I don't really know if that's the brand of hockey I want us playing come playoff. I kind of want us to be, sticking to our craft, right? Playing good defensive hockey, get, 3-1, 2-1, these sort of things, but grind it out and win it through the defense. So I think they would actually be a terrible matchup for us. So hopefully we can go with Tampa Bay there.
I agree. You don't want to have to start chasing that puck.
Exactly.
In the offensive zone. And
Exactly.
again, especially since we've got a lot of mileage this year. A lot of minutes have been played for our club.
We're only going to get worse. Like it's only going to get worse for him. And the guys that are injured right now and out there, just sticking it out through injuries, they're going to continue to get more sore and more hurt throughout the year. And
but they pulled up that rookie Mason's, I forget Mason's last name, defenseman, and he ends up opening his first game 3 points.
It's nice. We like to see that. I definitely do. All right, you got anything else on the Bruins?
No. I just think, I'm gonna say finishing up 23 games. I'm gonna say we do something like 12, 12, 6, and whatever remaining part for
Yeah.
overtime.
I was gonna go 14, 6, and 3.
Yeah.
Well, are we
So I'm 12.
I might flip it. I might flip it around. I might go 14. Man, 14 and I have. Why is this so hard to do math this early in the morning? 7 left.
Know.
Three regular losses, 4 overtime losses. We'll do that instead.
Yeah, so I'm going to go 12, 6, and 5. 12, 6, and 5.
Yeah, my math doesn't add up. I got to add 2 more. So we'll go 14, 4, and 5. Okay. Yeah. I was sitting here. I was like, dude, that's 21. That's not 23 games.
Blackjack.
All right. Yep, exactly. All right, so we'll move over to the other team in the TD Garden. Our Celtics are on an 8-game win streak. I'm pretty sure this doesn't surprise us at all. This team just continues to kick ass and take names. They're up. Have you seen the standings?
Yes, I have it right here.
7.5 games. You want to know? I saw this
7.5 games.
Saw this stat, I think, and yeah, it still applies. The gap in the 1 to 2 seed in the East is larger than the gap from the 1 seed to the 8 seed in the West. Let that sink in for a second. The 1 seed and the 8 seed in the Western Conference are more competitive than it is to have the 1 seed in the East right now. That's how good we are.
47.
Yes.
The Mavericks are 7 points away. And yet we're 7.5. Wow.
45-12. What did I end up saying? I think we did predictions for the whole record. Did I say 66-16 again? Like that?
Yeah.
I think that was it.
You had 16 losses, and I really think they're only going to have.
They might be. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 22. 18-4 throughout 22. The next 22. That is 100% doable. The pace that this team's. The only thing stopping us from hitting that, or potentially even better, maybe even going for. Could we? We could only do it if we won out every single game for the rest of the year. We could go for 70 wins. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I think the only thing keeping us back from hitting that 66-16 mark is if you would think it would be by this point because we're up 7.5 games. I don't know when we're going to start sitting guys for playoffs. Once Derek White starts to sit, or the Jaylen Browns and the Jason Tatum,
But
I don't know.
You know what? I don't think you sit that long because he's got a rotation.
Yeah.
The awesome thing about the Celtics is they're 10 deep.
8. I'd say 8. It'd be good about it. Ted has pushed it a little, but yeah, you got those guys like the what is it? Where's his name? He's not even on Google for whatever. Cato, the guy that comes in, the young kid that they got from the G League. But you got Tatum, Porzingis, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Drew Holiday, Peyton Pritchard, Al Horford. That's your 7. There's Cato.
Sam Hauser is playing minutes.
Yeah, Sam Hauser's your 8. I'd say that's the 8. Oh wait, it might be because Luke Cornett.
Yeah.
And then Jordan Walsh has been seeing some run. You got Oshai Brissett. I see him in I'd say you go 9 deep. You go 9 deep with Hauser and Cornett in there too, but you have the possibility of going to Cato, Brissett, Walsh, JJ Davidson. They got the guys to do it. I hope we just don't start sitting them. I mean, we're gonna lock up the 1 seed pretty early if we keep it on this pace. I want, it might be selfishly, I want them to stay on the court because I want to go for that record and I want to see Tatum try to solidify his MVP case more because we all know he deserves to be in the conversation and he's literally not really in the conversation right now.
Well, I mean, it's weird. Again, we were talking at the end of last week so we start doing our podcast here on Monday, and then we hear everybody else during the week or even later on Monday actually come up with the same takes that we had that we're amazed about. And Stephen A. Smith last week was just all about, again, Tatum and the face. I think they did a segment with JJ Redick, and they were pushing Jason is the next face of the NBA.
I'd love that. But I think, like, realistically, and so obviously for the listeners, though, because we had this conversation, we're talking about after, I mean, at least I am, after LeBron leaks. I don't.
Yeah, it was after LeBron. Yeah.
Okay, because I was about to say, I don't care how much you want to push it or anything like that. I mean, to me, still, LeBron James is, as much as I can't stand him sometimes, obviously he's still the face of the league until he retires, and he's still the best player in the league until he retires. I'm not taking I'm not taking Jokic, I'm not taking Embiid, I'm not taking Tatum, I'm not taking anybody over LeBron until he retires. When he keeps stepping foot on a basketball court, he is the best player in the planet. But after that, there's a whole bunch of guys. What were you going to say here?
I was just going to say, but LeBron's not the best player ever.
No, of course not. No, I got that as Jordan.
Yeah.
You probably thought I'd go LeBron and that'd be the generational difference, but no, I'll until the day I die say that MJ. Legitimately, LeBron I think would need to win the next three rings back to back at this point in his career. Oh wait, that would put him up. No, that would put him up to 7. So no. So he needs 2 more. He would need to go back to back though. There could be a year between it. I'd need to see dominance. But as I was just saying about the MVP ladder and stuff too, they've had Tatum in 5th for the last 4 weeks. Behind Doncic, Giannis, SGA, and then Jokic. And that would be the thing, Jokic. That would be the thing that I would think he would, or the people that he would compete with as the face, Tatum as the face of the league after LeBron. I think it's probably going to be a guy like Luka, right? Maybe Giannis, but he's getting a little older too. I mean, not older. I think he's only like a year or 2 older than Tatum, but why not Luka? The NBA loves Luka. It's like their golden child, man.
They do, but I just don't think an Eastern European guy would fit.
It's gonna
the
make,
whole.
yeah.
So
then that eliminates Jokic too. Embiid, Embiid's not likable. No, I'm gonna shit. I hate Embiid, and he's not. Yeah, and all of his fucking injuries. SGA, too small market of a team. They're not gonna make somebody in the Thunder fucking face it. So yeah, I mean that puts you right there. At least if we're looking at the MVP ladder here, Tatum. I mean, it's not going to be a guy like Jimmy Butler who's fucking pushing 40, and he's. I hate Jimmy too. I mean, Wembanyama, but you're not making him the face over some of these guys who are still better than him. So you see, it's a weird situation. It's going to be a weird fallout. And I think maybe just the timing of when LeBron retires really throws us into some shit. Because, if it's soon, I mean, I think you'd be more forced to try to make it Tatum just because Victor's not at that step yet. But if he plays another 3, maybe 4 to stretch it out and play with his son, then you could have some other guys. What about Anthony Edwards in Minnesota? Does he rise up in 4 years' time to kind of be up there rivaling with Tatum? Because I mean, he's leading his team to the 1 seed in the West right now,
Or
among the other factors. But
we know that the NBA is rigged because once Bronny gets into the league, plays with Dad retires, and all of a sudden, for whatever reason, Bronny's the face. Then the NBA's rigged.
I don't think
it would never happen.
He won't be the face, but he'll be damn close. If they play together,
yeah,
you're seeing all the media stuff around that whole year. If they win a title and nobody has really pulled away to be like, oh my God, that guy's the new face.
Yeah.
LeBron retires, they come into the new season, and Bronny Jr. is defending the back-to-back, then he's the face. They will make him the face of the league.
They will, yes, they will.
You know, it fits the story too well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bronny also kind of like fucking sucks. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting better. But I mean, you could see like, well, I would say like you see his fucking play from the start of his USC days till now. But I forgot he had like a fucking heart attack, so that doesn't count. Yeah. I forget he wasn't playing 100%. So he's getting back acclimated with the team. I know I actually saw some highlights of him on TikTok like a couple weeks ago, and it was like, I guess people were too worried that he'd come back and feel almost like a step back from his team and trying to do too much, trying to be too like ISO ball, hero ball, sort of shit. And he's actually making some good reads and some good passes, and so I don't know, maybe he's got the eye of his dad. Okay, so we go through MVP. We could still hit those record predictions that we said last season or last week's episode. What did you? So I said 66 and 16. You said 65 and 17.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. So we could either be
pace.
I could either be very right, or it's just under that, and you're closest. You're a dick for that. You fucking shut me out.
Yep.
Oh my God. All right.
Always go under.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. So what? Let's look ahead though, really quick. We got Cavs big game tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. in Cleveland. I say big game, but I just because they're the 2 seed, they're still 7.5 games away from us.
Right. And then if you win that, now you're 8.
Is it 9? No, it would be 8.5 because
8.5.
Yeah, it would count as 1. Yeah. I don't know. It always fucks me up sometimes when one team plays and one team doesn't. They're like, oh, well, here's the half the game. And I don't fucking get it. Nuggets. Damn, this is a huge week. Nuggets on Thursday in Denver. Well, that makes sense. We had 3 back-to-back home games. Then we got at the Suns Saturday at 8:30. This is a gauntlet of a week. And then don't worry, we get to play against the terrible Portland Trailblazers next Monday. So only 3 games this week in between us recording this episode. Next, we got the easier part of our away trip next week. But yeah, I mean, what do you want to see? 2-1 here?
2-1. Yep, absolutely. 2-1.
2-1, and I just want the one loss to be against one of the Western Conference teams. Just don't. Honestly, you could go 1-2 because if you beat the Cavs, you're still picking up the whole game there. I'd want to go 2-1 and just don't lose to the Cavs. But
right.
if you do go 1-2, make sure to only beat Cleveland Tuesday night. I think it just makes the most sense for Eastern Conference. All right, you got anything else about those boys balling in the TD Garden?
No, I mean, I just very impressed. I was able to watch a little bit about, I think it was
Knicks game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was just very, very impressive ball. And yeah, the commentating, even though Jalen was the leading scorer and all, it was wild. Jason did at times seem to throw up a stupid 3 maybe just to get rhythm into the game, but yet he was just making more passes. Yeah, the guys are very impressive.
They're just they look like they're just having fun there and just like
Oh
flowing.
yeah,
Like it's just working. And you said that thing about he's making smart passes. He's still chucking up these stupid threes, but
yeah,
that has been I mean, as a Duke fan, that has been engraved in Tatum's head since his 1 year at Duke. I mean, he has a very bad habit of sometimes when he wants to get back into the game and he feels like he's, a little too slow, he'll just run up there and check some fucking Steph Curry threes and hope that he can like absolute heat check shots. But if he can get over that and learn to drive a little bit more pass, you make some of those passes and those extra ones and you get the other guys flowing. And it goes to support his point when he was commenting about the MVP race and stuff last week, where he's like, well, I would hope the voters would know if you're looking at our team as a whole and looking at the game as a whole, I don't have the 33 points a game and 10 rebounds and 10 assists or whatever again, because I don't need to. Because just the way that our team works and we're so efficient, I'm so efficient at my role. I don't need to put up unreasonable numbers for us still to be 45-12 and by far the best team in the league,
Yeah, it was funny. He went down, made one of those stupid quick 3-pointers, lost the ball. They go back. I think they got in a turnover or something, and he's just dribbling back down, and there was a foul. I think it was an offensive foul, but you know how the guys still shoot. He shot from the logo. Not the center court, but the inside into the logo, and it was just and drained it. So it's like, the kid can hit from there.
Well, it's because he's got the length. I feel like he could hit from the opposite side of the court if he needed to.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know what happens. It's just,
I think he just rushes it.
He does. And he does them when he's like wide open too. You swing the rock and he's right there and it's just fucking. And
I think his feet
I don't know if it's
aren't
just
set.
I was going to say a feet set.
The feet aren't set.
If he needs to be set as a shooter, but if he's moving into it and pretty deep, gets his head there. But nevertheless, he's still my MVP. Only thing is, I don't get a vote for it. So, whatever.
And he's up on the wall too.
His jersey's up on the wall. I'll have to update that. I think maybe throughout this year, that'd be cool. Tatum will stay up there. I'll have to get one of like my favorite player for all these teams throughout the whole year. And maybe we'll have an episode on it. Pasternak will stay up there too. Just maybe get somebody new from the Brady and the Bogarts one. All right. Well, to talking about Bogarts, Red Sox, boom. That was a bad transition. We're actually finally going to talk about the Red Sox on this podcast. It took us 8 episodes, but we'll actually have a segment on the Red Sox now. The thing that brought this up, Dad, so I can segue us here, is what I texted you about this week, where Devers had, what was it? I think just his introductory press conference or something. What was it? This is February 20th, so I think this was last Tuesday. Is that when I texted you about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, Devers was calling out Red Sox for a disappointing offseason, saying that everybody knows what we need. Stuff that Kenley Jansen and Petey have actually made comments about recently. Let me go through this to see, and keep in mind, this is in the middle of, like it says here, closing the book on the Kyle Bloom era, and, we're replacing him with Craig, and having to go through all that turmoil and also having to navigate a free agency market that is highly dictated by waiting on a Shohei Ohtani deal and just what's going to happen and how do the pieces fit in. And I mean, you can get in with him too. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and plus Scott Boras is an agent that has just about every remaining free agent out there.
Yeah, and I'll talk about that in a little too, because one of them we still have our eyes on, and I think we do need to, touch on it. But what was this? Okay. Everybody knows what we need. You know what we need, and they know what we need. It's just some things I can't say. I'm not allowed. Devrix was saying through an interpreter. Everybody knows that our organization that knows the game knows what we need. We know what we need, don't we? We need some fucking depth. We need some pitching help. And outside of Lucas Giolito, it was not attended to really this offseason. I mean, I was looking at the transactions here. Let's go through this, right? For a very... All right. Yeah. Max Castillo off waivers from Kansas City. Don't know who that guy is. Don't think he's going to do anything much. On the 3rd of January, we get Lucas Giolito to a 1-year contract option for 2025. Re-sign Nick Pivetta. Nothing else pitching-wise. Named Andrew Bailey pitching coach, which I do think is going to be a little big. I will say. Maybe they're not making as many moves to their pitching additions because I think Andrew Bailey might be really beneficial to us this year, but you still need talent.
Well, I mean, and you end up trading Chris Sale away.
Yes. That's where I think, obviously in my mind of a perfect rotation, which we never had last year with Sale and being injured, and we haven't had for the past, since we won the title with him. I feel like he moves out of that one spot, and then Giolito moves right into that A spot for me. So I don't really feel like it hurts too much, especially because we haven't fucking seen Chris Sale do shit since the World Series run. I mean, I love him, and I will always love Chris Sale for bringing us and having that incredible year. I just always thought it was stupid how long we re-signed him for and everything. He was getting up there already with the age. He had some, injury concerns already and injury history. So I was happy to get rid of him, especially because I wish it showed the transaction here. I don't know if it does. What was his name that we got? Vaughn Grisham. I love Vaughn Grisham. I loved him in Atlanta. I think he's could be really good for us. Really cool piece. But yeah, that's about it. And then you get, look at this. I don't see another. Oh, wait. Well, that was the one thing. Never mind. We did get Liam Hendricks last Tuesday, actually. Granted, he's a bit of an older guy, but I've seen him pitch decent seasons with the White Sox. Not as a starter, obviously. This guy would just be playing relief, but that's fine because our bullpen. I don't even know if I could have named you anybody out of our bullpen last year outside of Kenley Jansen. I don't know about you, but
yeah.
But all of this to go say, right? You, I'm sure can agree, a disappointing offseason, right? What did you want to see out of them? Keep in mind, outside of the Kai Bloom change and everything.
We probably obviously needed some pitching, although they're probably trying to get. There was always that talk about Whitlock and Cutter Crawford. It's their time to step up, or will next year be an intro into this year that's stepping up. So I think they've always eyed those guys to be into the starting rotation, and now it's just either this is the year or it's 1 year sooner than they had planned. But I mean, it's going to be a young team.
Wasn't Whitlock? Is Whitlock going to be a starter?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Whitlock. I like Whitlock. I liked him. I mean, even in New York and everything here. I thought he was just going to be relief again. However, I mean, if he breaks out, that's great. I mean, and yeah, if you're sitting back here, and yes, we are a young team. Our window necessarily isn't anywhere close. So, yeah, you hope maybe some of these guys, break out, and maybe that's why you only signed Giolito to a 1 year deal with an option of next year. Because maybe if you get the Bellows, if you get the Crawford, if you get the fucking Whitlock, if you get them all to break out, you know, There's four. You got four very good starting pitchers. Now you only just need a five, somebody serviceable. That as of right now, I don't know who that would be. Let me see. Fucking Nick Pivetta. I mean, you get Nick Pivetta fine. That's awesome. But it's a matter of if they don't break out, and they just start getting shelled at this major league level, like you got to pull them early, and we don't necessarily have the guys to get us through in the bullpen. Yeah. That's the thing. There are these other guys here that I do see. One, Tanner Houck. Mm-hmm. He could be a guy that rotates through there too, as like, if Cutter's not getting it or something. You got Tanner Houck that you could possibly rely on too. You've also got, who is it? Brian Matta, who I know has been a younger guy for us too, 24 still. That I'm sure he'll, maybe come up and play a little bit with us. Actually, never mind. I'm seeing this now a day ago. Matt is set to miss time after pulling his right hamstring Sunday. So that was yesterday. He was set to compete for a bullpen spot for opening day. He'll have to wait for his opportunities. Last year, appeared in 9 games, starting in 7 for AAA Worcester. 0-3 record, 6.33 ERA, 2.19 whip, 28 Ks to 30 walks through 27 innings. So that's the thing. It's like you hope these guys break out, but then if the guys that you need to break out don't, then you're going to guys like this to rely on to be your day 5 starter who's potentially getting shelled for 8 in 3 innings.
Well, I think that we're just going to look offensively and hopefully have some other individuals. I saw somebody who had his first game, not game 1, but game 2, that we absolutely love. This name, Blaze Jordan.
Oh my God. Wait, is this finally coming to fruition?
Blaze played game 2, played some first base.
No fucking way, dude. I love. Oh, it's probably because we might see him more. Cassius has the flu right now. Maybe they're gonna play Blaze a little more at first. I love this, dude. Fucking our last game of spring. Is this? They only do 4 spring training games. No. Oh no. It was just showing the next one. Okay. We got a game at 1:05 today that I'll probably watch a little bit of. Blaze Jordan. Have you ever listened to the Jared Carabas podcast? It's now called the Name Redacted podcast, but it used to be Section 10.
I mean, I've heard him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I know of Blaze because I used to listen to that podcast all the time. And I think they actually had him on an episode once, which was super dope. But they were just like you. They were like, oh, I fucking love this guy. Like Blaze Jordan. And I was like, I can't wait till this guy makes it up there.
That kid was hitting dingers in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Home run.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's got a rocket.
Yeah, and he won, I think it was at the All-Star game, won the home run derby. Awesome. Yeah. And that's the thing. So you have him as a third base, first base. Probably
he went 2 for 3 too, dude.
Yeah.
2 for 3, 1 RBI. He did have a K.
I
love this guy.
Not probably a corner outfield. So you got Devers, Cassis, Bobby Dahlbeck, Blaze Jordan.
They have him listed as a third baseman on ESPN.
Yeah. But he played first base the other day. But
yeah,
you can't. You don't have enough position for all of them. So if one of those guys, if Blaze starts to break out, Bobby Dahlbeck is expendable.
Yeah, because I know, oh man, we were talking about him last week, and we love Bobby, and we want him to be so good. But the one game he played on Saturday,
yeah,
no,
and
no, what the fuck? Did he even? I don't think he played. 2020.
I don't want to say this while you're looking this up, but I know Rafi is cute little pudgy face Rafi is our face of the Boston Red Sox, and he had a huge dinger the other day. But if he keeps on spilling his mouth about stuff, you have guys.
Okay, hold on. I know where you're getting to. Hold on. I was looking because I thought Bobby was bad. Bobby hasn't been bad. Okay. First off, let's start. First game, he went 2 for 2 with an RBI, and then yesterday against the Braves, I think he played in 0-2 at bat, but he had a walk. Bobby's seeing the ball better. Cool. Number one. Number two, if you're talking about moving Devers,
I'm not. Well, yes, I'm going to throw that out just for commentary. Yes.
This is why I literally, for my own mental sanity, cannot see this fucking move happen. Because if you move on from Devers, do you know how far back this whole Devers charade has fucked things up? Because it's part of the reason we move on from Mookie. Because Mookie was going to have a contract coming up, and you got to pay one of Devers or Bogarts. Oh, get rid of Mookie. He's going to ask for a higher contract, and he's not as young. Okay, cool. We've got over that charade. We were already pissed off about that. Never wanted to move on from Mookie. Whatever. Fuck it. Everybody hated the move. All right, but you get Verdugo. He's younger in here, okay? And he's got a bat, and he could be a good prospect for you. Oh, no, we're going to trade him too. We're going to get rid of Keim, and we're going to get rid of the guy that we got rid of one of the best Red Sox players of the last 20 years for. But
before that, before that,
Bogarts
you got rid of Bogarts. Yep.
Yeah.
To go. Yeah.
Because that was the thing. It was you have to sign Bogarts endeavors, and we're not going to have the money with Betts. Oh, Bogarts wants a contract? He's got Boris out there and he's demanding. Yeah, get him out of here, man. Just go to fucking Sandy. Oh, okay. So now we've lost 2 cornerstone pieces, 2 cornerstone players in 3 years. And then it's like, oh, well, now, because of all these moves, we've been held up for so long and money, and we don't know what to do, and we're moving on from Verdugo, and we're scrambling. Oh, wait, you're telling me Devers is upset now? He's upset that the team sucks? And we can't make moves because it's just domino effect? Oh, yeah. Oh, he's bitching to the media? Oh, let's just fucking move him too. No, we can't do it. Dude, that's too much. We've already set ourselves back with some of these moves over the last couple of years, but that would be atrocious. That would be almost as bad as not saying he's as good, but for what he means to this team right now in its current stance, that would be like moving Pedroia in 2009. That would be that big. You can't do it. But if you did, what do you want to move him for?
Yeah, I have to have a tier 1 starter.
Tier 1 starter and
probably, I mean, I think you're locked up in your infield with your second base and future shortstop, the Meyer kid. So I think you're set there, right?
Marcelo, I forget about him.
Marcelo, you're locked in there. As soon as Trevor is done, he moves in. And we just already mentioned
number 15 right now. 15. Yeah.
And we already mentioned Vaughn Grissom at second. So you got first base because
I thought he was
remember.
Short.
No,
because
he's second base.
We got Story.
Yeah. And remember, Tristan Cassis needs an extension because I want to be here my whole life.
It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be we got to move on from Devers because Cassius wants his extension. Oh, we're going to push off Cassius' extension and not sign him. Oh, all right, we got to move on from Cassius. And who are we going to go sign? I don't know, fucking Trevor Story and Justin Turner. Again. No disrespect to them. They did what they did. But, I don't know what. I think a lot of my frustration with these moves stems from the fact that I think Keim was a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I really liked Keim at the time. At the hire, I was like, oh, this is cool. And then Keim just got on my shit list very early and he just very standbackish and didn't standoffish, didn't do much, didn't make splashes. We're the Boston Red Sox, bro. Like,
and that's it.
I saw an article about it today, and they were like, it used to be stuff of, going out and signing the John Lackeys, the Manny Ramirez, you're going out, the Adrian Gonzalez when we did, I think in 2012 to help to that. You're going out, you're getting those big guys. You're the Boston Red Sox. It's Fenway Park. It's a spectacle to play there. And now it's like, not only do people not want to come here because we've been bad, but the fucking front office is like a mess. And like, you could sign and you could be with us for 14 games and we can move on for you too, because it's just, the team's weird right now.
You had ownership who I think also lost track of the Red Sox and with their...
No, because John Henry cares more about fucking Liverpool than he does the baseball team.
Exactly. And then you decide to hire a up and coming, the young mastermind in Chaim, but yet he was never in a situation as big as the Red Sox. So he tries to use that small market or mid-market mentality to try and move pieces, boom, 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 and it just didn't work. That's why it's so exciting to have Theo back into the picture.
Yeah. Wait, who did you say?
Theo Epstein.
Well, it's Craig Breslow.
Well, yes, Craig is, but Theo Epstein is a senior advisor owner.
Yeah.
So Craig's got to go, Theo, is this right? Can I do this?
He's like, Theo, here's the trade. Before I press, confirm on my controller here, can you sign off? Is this fine?
Can you look at this?
Can you give it the blessing, Theo? Can you kiss it?
Craig is just going to be Theo's puppet.
Yeah.
And one press conference he's going to say, Theo Epstein, Craig.
I think what you mentioned about Keim, because he came from Tampa there, right? And they just had a bunch of homegrown talent anyways. It's not like they weren't drafting like fucking generational prospects or anything. It's these guys that they just had a system and they were bringing up, and the guys like Wander Franco, minus the off the field stuff. Just talent wise, he had all these guys, and then in Boston, you came over. This farm system didn't have that, and I don't think he knew what to do really when he was in a team that didn't have that to go back on. I mentioned. What are you looking at?
I'm watching right now the Kyle how do you say
Filipowski?
Filipowski.
Oh my God! Hold on. Let's finish the Red Sox, and then we can.
Oh, you want to talk about it? Okay.
I do want to talk about it.
All right.
Last thing. John Henry cares more about Liverpool than he does the Red Sox. I get it's big. I get soccer is a bigger sport. But you have one of the best franchises in the MLB, a team that has won four World Series championships since 2000. I don't care if you don't want to. You have to pay attention to this team. And if you don't, I'm honestly calling for Henry in the Fenway Sports to sell the fucking team. They'll never do it.
No, they won't.
But please pay attention or stop neglecting it because it's noticeable.
That's why Theo Epstein is here.
We hope. Okay. Whoever that Wake Forest kid was. Fucking absolute bullshit. I am on board with John Shire here. Quick transition over into this question. So you're seeing the video?
I'm watching the video right now. Gets hit there. Oh, another kid.
His knee's planted. It looks like the first kid comes through, and it looks like he's almost trying to hit him or get in his way, get his phone in his face or something. I'm absolutely with Coach Shire here. That's fucking ridiculous. The kid knew what he was doing. Filipowski is 7 foot tall, bro, and 240 pounds. He's huge. He's probably not 240, but you don't miss him. Okay. Yeah. It is very easy to get around him there as all the other students are doing on the court. He knew what he was doing, bro. Oh, he is 240. 7 foot 248. You definitely see that kid.
And even when he does and the trainers come and grab him, everyone else is still running.
They're still running around. Yeah. It doesn't change the fact that we lost the game and like played bad, should have won the game. Shouldn't have even given him the chance to storm the court.
Right.
But it was getting close at the end there. But I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous. At first, I thought it was an ankle thing too. I thought it was just, he just, twisted his ankle a little bit. I was like, oh, that sucks. Maybe he'll be a little tender and not play the next game, but he'd be back for Carolina on Saturday. Now, it's apparently a knee. And I look at the video and I'm like, shit, it actually was because it was planted.
Yeah.
That's what the kid ran into. So now you don't know. I mean, they've got Louisville on Wednesday. Oh, shit. It's not next Saturday. It's 2 Saturdays from now. It's Carolina. All right, good thing. Louisville Wednesday, Saturday Virginia, Monday NC State, Saturday after that North Carolina. And then you get into postseason play. And like if this is a really bad knee injury or some knee, this is going to linger around and could potentially impact Duke's chances, for the national title, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
sorry. Just keep on watching it.
I know. It's like you're trying to like nitpick through the video and stuff, and you just don't know.
It's a train wreck.
It's a train wreck. It's all fucking rigged. Duke was getting a little too close to the national title again. They said, send a kid into the Wake Forest student section to take him out. Yeah, sleeper agent. All right. The last thing about the Red Sox there that I wanted to say, you had mentioned the Boris 4.
Yeah.
I think. The one that I know we're still waiting on is Jordan Montgomery. The Rangers pitcher from last year. But apparently, as of right now, a report, this was from Nick Goss of NBC Sports Boston on Friday. Red Sox are waiting for Jordan Montgomery's price to come down. They're prioritizing Jordan Montgomery over other potential free agent pitching additions, but still just waiting for the price. Which is, I mean, we have the money.
Isn't Blake Snell still available to him?
I think he is, right?
Yeah.
I think he is, but I think he's also part of that Boris 4. Where is he?
Yeah.
Here. What about the rest of the Boris 4? Bellinger, Snell, Montgomery, and Matt Chapman. Yeah.
Bellinger just signed with Chicago Cubs.
Justin?
Mm-hmm.
When was that?
Yesterday.
I feel like I did see that. Yeah. 17 hours ago.
Yeah.
$80 million deal has multiple opt-outs.
Yeah.
This is the fucking thing about Scott, man. That like, even if I would love Montgomery, I really do think we need the help pitching. He's damn good at what he does, but it's going to be a back and forth and like, it's going to be a contract that if we get Montgomery and he has a good year or two, we're like, yeah. But it could be like a...
But there'll be a player option.
Yeah, there'll be opt-outs
or escalating clauses that, okay, now he hit this amount of innings, now you automatically get him for his third year at $32 million or something.
3 years, $80 million for Bellinger. 24, 2025, $20 million. Wait, $30 million in this use, $20 million in 2026 with this contract. Yeah. Wow. I mean, $30 million for Bellinger. Yeah, these guys are going to be expensive.
Yep.
I hope we get them. I hope we don't. I'd rather, no pun intended here, swing and a miss on him with a deal than continue to wait till his price comes down and he just gets swooped in and grabbed by somebody else, obviously. But I guess we'll see. All right. So
Yeah.
there was a lot more recapping, but we talked about the Red Sox, so this is good, and I'm happy we've done this now on the pod. I know you've got something about somebody else who happened to win something.
There's another team out there that actually brought home a championship last Monday. The Boston Cannons of the PLL.
They looked this up too.
They did the 6v6 Champions Series, which is virtually box lacrosse. And they took it home. They were 2-2, and they beat the Philadelphia Water Dogs, and who Philadelphia was 4-0 through the little mini tournament that they have. And then Boston came home with the W. So there's another championship.
Why are you seeing this?
This is all from memory, son.
No. I'm just saying, like, I don't even fucking. Oh, February 14th and 19th championship series. Here was.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one in Charlotte.
Yes.
June 7th, June 9th. Yeah. All right. Friday. Wait, round robin. Wednesday, lost 26-25. Then Friday they come back, they win 26-19. Saturday, loss 12-22. Sunday 23-15. Monday 23-22. Good stuff. Especially after we lost to that team on Saturday 12-22. That's awesome. Championship. Cool.
Championship to Boston.
So it's actually like this is something big for them. That's not.
So this is the second year that they've done it.
Is it like the in-season tournament thing or something like the NBA has, but just for PLL?
Well, again, it's 6v6 box lacrosse, and it's at the beginning of the year. Obviously, the regular season doesn't start until right after
May 31st.
Yeah, right after Labor Day. And just an opportunity for some other guys to get to play. There, I saw on the PLL network, I think it is, on YouTube, there was a kid from linebacker from Stanford, and he graduated, did a grad school year at Virginia. He chose football over lacrosse when he went into college, and ended up just a little documentary on him playing. And then he ended up getting signed to the California Redwoods.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You'd think, I should know more about at least this PLL considering my playing experience there.
Yeah.
Is this a good time to get into our last part? So let me preface this all before we get into the conversation. This will be probably one of our just most conversational segments that we have so far on the pod, or we'll have most personal ones. Just because for the listeners here, we wanted to give you guys. I know we've mentioned it briefly in episodes when we referred back to some questions and stuff like that, but we wanted to give a little bit more of a background and kind of a conversation about what how a New Era podcast came to be, and how me and Dad's sports conversations have kind of evolved, and what made us here. And so all of that to say, in my playing experience, as I did play lacrosse in high school for a couple of years, and as well a plethora of different sports at the time then too, with some baseball and soccer and stuff growing up, where I always had this guy on the sideline here cheering me on as a coach, or teaching me some stuff and reffing it as well. And that goes, for me, is dating all the way back to like some of the first soccer that I started with my dad as a coach is part of the reason I started to fall in love with sports so much. You know, me and my dad had a great connection where you're going and you're practicing and having a game weekly. But you know, you really buy into it. Really helps drive your love for, you know, like competition and just being a part of a team, and you know, being able to build on that for so many years and continue, you know, across sports. Um, it it made my love for the game in any game what it is now, to be able to jump on every Monday and just talk sports with my dad for like an hour and a half. And then I'm sure it kind of does the same for you. But if you want to go ahead on, you know, what led you down this road, I guess.
Well, yeah. So when I grew up in New Hampshire, my parents became very involved with the recreation department, um, to the point where actually they ran it after the long time. Gentleman was there for many years, and then he had retired, and then they took it over. Played soccer, baseball. Um, yeah, those were my two main sports. I never played basketball growing up. I mean, I'd play in, but I didn't play competitive basketball. Did not play competitive football either. Soccer and baseball were my main
Did you play hockey too?
sports. I just played pond hockey, and then
Mm.
when I was adult, played a little bit more pickup with adults, but
Yeah.
didn't play. Yeah, we didn't have a team. Played lacrosse in high school as well. Um,
Nice.
but the yeah, I mean my love for again, my dad coached soccer, coached me in soccer, which yeah, I mean he didn't know a thing about soccer, but tried. But baseball really, he actually started um, Babe Ruth baseball team, so I played with them for a number of years. Um, yeah, my goal, I was a catcher. My goal was going to move there, but and a freak injury occurred, and I got squeamish after a bat was thrown back and dislocated my shoulder.
Yeah.
So I be
You know.
so I, be, I that does it. So I became really squeamish behind the plate. Had to move to do other stuff. I could not hit worth a lick, but I could field. But soccer became then the sport that greatly enjoyed, and got me an opportunity to go to Massachusetts, where our family eventually began, um, and continued coaching you and your sister in that sport. I think my coaching effort in soccer started when I was 18 years old, a senior in high school. So I've been, I think, part of this sport for 35, 36 years or so.
It's a long time. It's a really long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. And then I think, you brought up your taste of lacrosse in high school. I think the cool thing about you and your willingness to play, I mean, you did play soccer, you enjoyed it, and then it came to a time in which, was it, were you gonna put in the, not the effort, because you've always been an effort kid, but was it going to lead you into the high school level, and all of a sudden you just loved the lacrosse part, and
I
for
think
you,
I think I just, yeah, it was partially, you know, do I want to play this at a high school level? Mhm. But also it was just like, no, we played for a while, man. I mean, at that
yeah,
point, what, like 10 years?
you were
About
you were 5 when you started playing soccer.
8 to 9 years then, or somewhere around then. So it's like, I guess I got kind of got done with it, and yeah, we found lacrosse, and that was just fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I know you. I'd love to be there. I'd love, getting out there and fucking hitting sometimes.
Hitting, yeah.
Getting hit. Yeah, I mean.
There was, I always remember the one time where you
got
just
laid
got,
out like,
laid out.
0 to 90. Yeah.
But then, I'm like, you just popped right back up and ready to
eat
fight
those
that
shits,
kid.
I eat those shit.
But,
yeah.
Your baseball opportunity was short-lived.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I could be pitching for the Red Sox right now.
Well,
I might be.
You could have if you didn't. Yeah, the best thing was we got into that team where, I mean, the baseball part was cliquish. We had just moved into the neighborhood. You tried out for the team. No one knew who Hanson was. Everyone else was together, I think, for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And I think one day the coaches just like watched you throw, I think from second base or something, and then he
was like, "This kid can fucking throw. This kid's got an arm."
Put you on the mound, and you were lighting it up, and then you actually started that first game.
Yep.
And then beamed the kid
like first pitch. No, I think I had like
one
good.
You had one out, and it was the next. Yeah.
It was the second guy. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, they just beamed it. I don't know if I have like the fucking yips or something. That one was just. Yeah, you can't have those. And I was like, I don't want to do this again. I don't.
Yeah, I'm done.
I don't want to questionably almost kill a kid at the fucking mound. Let's not. So, but,
so then how did our podcast begin?
I was about to say, so all of that to say, I guess, because that goes on to kind of detail our sports background and why we're so invested in the sports and keeping up with them. But what? So at this point, how long have we been saying let's make a bucket? Like at least a year, right?
At least a year.
So I'll probably say 2022. Somewhere around 2022 when was it before or after I started streaming? That's how we can time it. It was definitely before. We brought up the idea before I started streaming.
Yeah.
And I started streaming March 13th of 2023. We brought up the idea a couple times before that, and I was like, well, I don't know if we have the platform or how to do that right now, blah, blah, blah. But we would always, just call and like say stuff about sports throughout the week. Hadn't have these conversations about sports, but there'd always be such like a generational almost disconnect.
Well, I was going to get to that point. A lot of it
stemmed from generations.
Well, because it started from your buddy Josh talking about LeBron James and where I would rank him.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to share?
Yep. Do I want to share what? Where I'd rank him?
Do you have that whole list? Yeah.
I mean,
you still have that list?
I don't have the list in front of me, but I'd put Magic, Larry Bird, I should say. Magic, Dr. J, Oscar Robinson,
those Chamberlain. You're putting all those guys above LeBron.
Above LeBron.
Okay, we're gonna have a whole episode about this, but anyways, that's where it stemmed from.
And
then that's when that's
old goober. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where we got the idea of the name of like generations.
Yeah.
But like I said, this was before I started streaming, so we still don't have the platform. Or like I didn't think we were gonna start anything up yet.
Let's be honest. You thought I'd forget shit.
No. And then I started streaming. I was like, well, I have a little bit more. We have some sort of platform, somebody we can promote this to. Now it's just, what are we doing? So it wasn't the generations anymore because I think we found out there's probably somebody already has that.
Yeah, we looked it up.
What were some of the other? I mean, then there was stuff about like I guess because our ultimate idea, like I would love to fucking be able to do this shit, just talking sports and do this full time, and then we get to golf. And I guess our whole idea, way down the line, is like we just make some golf content too, and just kind of talk sports, talk stuff, kind of like Bob does sports. I know that's where you get a lot of like inspiration from too.
Yeah.
So what do we have?
I think we'd be a lot worse than Bob does sports if we.
We'd be terrible. Yeah,
we'd be terrible.
That's why we gotta get better, and then hopefully that aligns up with when we're doing this shit full time anyway.
But at least I think I can get off the tee, right? Bob can't get off the tee right now. Just watch the last. Yeah,
Bob's in a slump.
He's in a hashtag Bob does sports. Hopefully they're listening.
But so we had that. What did we? Car talk. We had thought about it.
Car talk. Yeah.
But I think it was too. It's just still too centered around just golf when we would have just talked anything else too. And what else? We had 4. Was that it or par? No, I think it was 4.
4, I think. Yeah.
We had there's a lot of golf shit. Then what? So we have 8 episodes. This is our 8th episode. So this is like almost 2 months. So then 2 months ago, then we're still having our conversations every week on the phone and through text about sports and shit like this. And this idea of a new era and the look. I'll be honest. I think more the idea of the logo came to my head first. I built that out, and then I was like, "Oh, so this can be our name." And I sent it over to Dad, and I was like, "Hey, I know we've been saying this and saying this and saying this and saying this and pushing it, kicking the can a little bit. Let's fucking jump on this now because we've got the opening. Like this name makes sense. The description of our show, we can keep it vague. We can do all the sports stuff. And I know you were just like, yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. I've been so ready. Let's go. So then we did the first. Did the first one, the introductory one. What did we even do in that first one again?
When did we do it?
No, what did we do? I've already forgot. Let me see. It was
you call it the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Oh yeah, the Belichick, and that literally what led to it. Yeah, Belichick ranking the potential staff replacements. That was the one. Yeah. Rod Mayo hiring, and then we started talking about playoffs. But yeah, and then we were like, "Fuck it, man, let's do it." And now, crazy to think about, but yeah, first one was uploaded January 14th. This one is uploaded today, February 26th, and we are now 8 episodes in. That's awesome, dude.
And over 142 downloads.
Somewhere around there, yeah. It's crazy to think about that, just like, as we reflect on this here, like just talking sports, it's finally come to fruition. Now we're 8 weeks into it. Like,
and we have people from Russia. Hashtag thank you for listening, Mr. Russia.
Hashtag thank you for listening.
I didn't want to say hashtag Russia because I didn't want
you should. You probably just shouldn't say anything about it. You probably should just let that alone.
Yeah, leave that one. Brussels, Mexico, and all over the United States.
Doxing all of our listeners here.
All over the United States.
Yeah. What the fuck?
London. That's right. Yeah, England. Yeah, London.
We do have a lot of UK stuff. Did we have anything else here?
No, I think we're good. I think
that was all on the.
What you have to do is, again, let everyone know how to get those questions and comments out to us.
Yeah. Okay, so Twitter, Instagram, for our social media platforms there, at A New Era Podcast. You can go ahead, give us a follow there to be updated with when new episodes come out. Twitter, I've got some stuff up there about like sports news and stuff, Boston sports news and stuff like that too. Kind of like a news. We want to be like a news account on there, right? Eventually.
Yeah. Hashtag Dave Portnoy.
So you can get on there. You can DM us any questions and stuff on either one. Shoot us any questions for Q&A or anything like that, questions, comments, concerns, a new era podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm having a fucking I've killed the coffee though, so like I'm alert. I'm going, but I'm fucking moving a mile a minute. There's their email. You can send us on Facebook, a new era podcast. And did I say the thing now about what we're gonna do? Is right? Give it enough time to plant the seed.
I was gonna say we'd give a little. You had mentioned 2.5 weeks left in the NCAA bracket or basketball before you have league championships tournaments. So we want to plant the seed now, since it is 2.5 weeks. We'll have 2, maybe 3 episodes before. We're going to be doing our own bracket challenge. So we want participation from you. See if you can beat Hanson and my bracket, which we will do live. Yes, live, I guess. But we'll record. We'll give you we'll run through our bracket, and Hanson's going to put it up on ESPN. So we'll have our own new era podcast group that you can try and be a part of and beat us, and then we'll have a giveaway.
Yeah, so we're, like he's mentioned, group that'll be on the ESPN Tournament Challenge app. That'll be posted up. We'll get it up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter when the group is created. You mentioned. So Championship Sunday or Saturday, I think, is March 16th. So Selection Sunday will be March 17th. That means our episode on March 18th, so 9/10, episode 11, that'll be the one in which we do our whole podcast episode that day. We'll be doing a bracket together, and we're going to do one bracket. We're going to submit our one bracket that they'll have to beat. If you beat our score, you get your name in a raffle to win something at this point. I don't know. We'll give away of potentially some of my personal merch, potentially some. What else did we say?
That drink that you do for your streaming.
Some dubby stuff. We could do that too. Maybe I could get like some new era podcast, or new era logo, like stickers made or something like that too. We'll think of something. But we're just planting the seed. We'll probably come up, maybe not next week, but the week after, with a whole list of what the giveaway will entail. But just looking for some listener engagement here. It's free to enter. You just throw your usual bracket that you're doing with all of your rest of your friends into ours too. But we hope to have some fun with it, and we're going to try to promote it on all the social media platforms too, and get some stuff going there. So look forward to more details on that. We look forward to we're going to make a perfect bracket. So it's going to be very hard to beat us.
Very hard.
Very hard. But you'll hear why, because like I said, we'll be doing that in a future episode. So that's about all we got, right? That's it. I think that's wrapping up.
I think that's it. I need to head back home.
Yeah, I need to make another coffee and get to the freaking work day. But
I need to run to the gas station, get some Zen. I
do too, actually. That's where I'm going right after this. Yeah. I should have I could have got more yesterday, but I was trying to be good. I was like, can I wait? No, I was going to get some this morning. I just didn't wake up early enough. All right. Anyways, that's all. That's all for us. Let us stop talking. This is conversation for the phone or some shit. We appreciate all you guys listening in to episode 8 this week. We hope you had a lot of fun listening to, our weekend recap, our thoughts about the Red Sox offseason so far, and then kind of a deeper dive into, into us and our personalities and why this podcast was created. We will catch you guys next week, March 4th, for episode 9. Hope you have a good week. Hope we have a good week of sports. And Dad, I'll catch you then too. All right.
All right. Love you, son.
Love you, Dad.